I just want to tell y'all, I'll be home soon. R.I.P. Keon. I love my family.
Mackenzie showed no mercy on Dominic, nor did she on Davion.
Why you thought his death was an acceptable response to your jealousy or desire to what he had.
But watching you sit there, smile and laugh and shake your head like this was no big deal, I'm very tempted to just say, I'm not going to accept this sentence agreement. We'll go to trial, and if you're convicted of felony murder, you'll go to prison for the rest of your life. That means you'll die there. That's what I'm tempted to do.
Donta Wright, a teenager from Ann Arbor, Michigan, was arrested in 2016 for the murder of 18-year-old Jordan Klee. Wright, who was 17 at the time, pleaded guilty to armed robbery, felony firearm, and second-degree murder. During the hearing, Jordan's mother and her cousin stood at the podium to deliver their statement in court. Wright was caught on camera smiling and almost laughing as the mother shed tears at the loss of her son.
Should be yours. Why you felt that what you wanted, you were entitled to. Why you thought his death was an acceptable response to your jealousy or desire to what he had. Drugs, clothes, money, jewelry, phones, shoes, whatever it was that you felt you needed more than his life. Your why will never be better than his life. Your want will never trump my son's death.
Wright even addressed the court showing no remorse, stating that he'd be out soon.
I just want to tell y'all, I'll be home soon. R.I.P. Keon. I love my family.
That's all you got to say.
Yes.
The judge, infuriated with his casual attitude, put the proceeding on hold, asking the prosecution to take this case to trial, where Wright would be given a harsher sentence.
You know, I have never in 23 years approximately ever not accepted a sentence agreement between the parties because it's bargained for, sentenced by the parties. But watching you sit there, smile and laugh and shake your head like this was no big deal, I'm very tempted to just say, I'm not going to accept this sentence agreement. We'll go to trial, and if you're convicted of felony murder, you'll go to prison for the rest of your life. That means you'll die there. That's what I'm tempted to do.
Realizing the severity of the situation, Wright's confident demeanor quickly changed into a panic.
To just say, I'm not going to accept this sentence agreement. We'll go to trial, and if you're convicted of felony murder, you'll go to prison for the rest of your life. That means you'll die there. That's what I'm tempted to do.
The courtroom held its breath as the prosecutor took time to discuss the judge's suggestion with the victim's family.
Before I answer the court's question, I would like an opportunity to discuss it with the victim's family.
Okay.
If the court would pass it, I would appreciate it.
Be happy to do that. We'll pass this one.
After an almost hour-long break, the prosecutor stated that the victim's family wanted to proceed through the agreement so they could move on.
However, the Klee family does want to move on with this. They want to get some closure from this case. They want to try and forgive this defendant and all of his actions for what he did, and they are asking, as well as the people, that you proceed with the sentence agreement.
The defense attorney even apologized on behalf of Wright.
Your Honor, my client asked me to apologize to the court. His smiling was in no way meant as disrespectful either to the family, to the victim, or to this court.
The judge, having witnessed Wright's lack of respect and empathy, sentenced him to 23 to 50 years in prison with the eligibility of parole in 25 years. Wright exited the room, still in disbelief. Mackenzie Sharilla, born in 2004, is a convicted murderer from Strongsville, Ohio. In July 2022, she intentionally crashed her car into a brick wall at 100 miles per hour, causing a fatal crash that claimed the lives of her boyfriend, Dominic Rousseau, and their friend, Davion Flanagan.
0.02A is charged in count 1. Count 2. The court, having had count 2 tried to the pursuant to waiver.
During the sentencing hearing, Mackenzie can be seen crying as the families of the victims delivered their heart-wrenching impact statements.
Dom and Davion were robbed of their futures, their hopes, and their dreams. Mackenzie showed no mercy on Dominic, nor did she on Davion. Only God at this time can have mercy on her soul.
Through tears, Mackenzie apologized for the pain she had caused.
Families of Dom and Davion, I'm so deeply sorry. I hope one day you can see I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken. I love Dom and Davion. We were all friends and Dom was my soulmate. I wish I could take all your pain away, and I'm so sorry. And to my family, Thank you for the support and all the love you guys give. Thank you for fighting with me. I love you all so much.
It's truly heartbreaking to see Judge Nancy Rousseau explain to the court how challenging the decision was, knowing it would deeply affect both the victims' families and determine the course of Mackenzie's life.
I'm troubled that should I give you a concurrent sentence, that people will believe that somehow I'm being disrespectful to one of the victims. And on the other hand, I have to weigh the punishment. There's a very good likelihood, Mackenzie, that you will spend the rest of your life in prison. That won't be up to me. That will be up to the parole board, and that will be up to you to a great extent. I understand that the pain in this room wants me to impose the harshest sentence, but I don't believe that would be the appropriate sentence, because I do believe that Mackenzie will not be out in 15 years.
Ultimately, the judge sentenced Mackenzie to 15 years to life in prison.
So she's sentenced on count 2, the murder of Davion Flanagan, 15 years to life. She's sentenced on count 1, the murder of Dominic Russo, 15 years to life, to be served concurrent to each other with credit for time served.
Upon hearing the sentence, Mackenzie sat wide-eyed and speechless at the table. She leaves the courtroom without a word, as her heartbroken family calls behind her in support. Mackenzie is currently serving her sentence while the families of Dominic Rousseau and Davion Flanagan grieve their tragic loss. And finally, we turn to York County, South Carolina, where the heart-wrenching reaction of a teenager being indicted captured the attention of the entire nation. This is Jacob Morgan, a teenager from Rock Hill, South Carolina, who is facing charges of murdering his 14-month-old half-brother, Joshua Hill. At just 17 years old, Morgan was left to babysit Joshua when he allegedly set 2 house fires and failed to call the police, despite having a cell phone. At the probable cause hearing, Morgan can be seen praying and even crying as the prosecutors laid out the case against him.
And immediately starting another fire in the living room. And then to claim it's an accident, that it got out of control, that's an extreme recklessness. And that's intent. That's maliciousness.
Throughout the proceedings, Morgan is seen mouthing, "I didn't do that," multiple times.
So I ask the court to find probable cause on both charges in this case.
It's heartbreaking to see the judge deliver the verdict and Morgan breaking down, losing his composure completely.
I believe the state has, in fact, met their burden. So therefore, I am going to find that there is probable cause to charge the individual with the bound over for General Sessions Court for both charges.
The heartbreaking scene captures the moment the autistic teenager was taken away in handcuffs after being indicted on charges of first-degree murder. The gut-wrenching cries of Morgan's parents can be heard in the back. In 2016, Morgan later pleaded guilty under Alford plea and was convicted of third-degree arson, involuntary manslaughter, and child neglect. Despite his conviction, he maintained his innocence and expressed love for his brother.
I love my brother. I still do to this very day. He's my best friend. To kill him would be killing a piece of myself. And I just wish I could have gotten to him in time.
Morgan was sentenced to 15 years in prison. He was released in December of 2022 from McDougal Prison in Berkeley County, South Carolina, after completing half of his sentence. As seen in this video, top 3 shocking teen reactions to life sentences. These moments are deeply emotional and often unforgettable. We hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories just like this one. And if you have any stories or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.